everybody, welcome back to
J&M Vybz.
You already know we're back with another video. So in today's video, basically we're going to be introducing another segment. This is going to be called Back in the Day.
Back in the Day, episode 1. So this episode here, we're gonna talk about differences of back home versus here.
Yes.
Because said Janelle come from Jamaica, I come from Guyana. We moved up to Canada the same year, back in 2009. So we've had our experiences back home versus here. We seen the differences, and we just want to talk about some of them. And the topic of this video here is gonna be about family and friends back home versus here. So let's get into it. All right, so family. Let's talk about family first. So a lot of our family, most of our family is back home.
Majority of the family is back home.
Most of the family is back home. We have family here and like overseas, different countries and stuff too, but majority is back home. So the way it was back home is like basically whether you're related to people or not, like in the area that you live, is like all like family. Like we get along with pretty much everybody on the streets. You can call them to talk about anything. You can share anything with them, like anything you're going through, getting through, whatever. Pretty much the whole street.
Everybody know everybody in your business, from little pitney to older people, grandma, grandfather. Everybody know everybody and interact.
Yeah, you actually interact with each other. You know each other name, know everybody in their family, everything for all generations.
Like every member in your family, not just like the parents or just the child, like everybody.
Literally, that's how it is back home. It's such a close
people,
close community and stuff. We can share food. We're always at each other's houses. Like everybody's always welcome and stuff like that. Like that's how family. That's how family was back home. Over here, anybody that you live around is not like your family
at all.
You don't even really recognize them. You don't know them. Don't really know their name. Unless like you or that person takes the effort to kind of really be friendly like that. It's not gonna happen. That doesn't really happen. No. I mean, I personally don't talk to people first. But like back home, it was out of our respecting anybody you see that's smiling. You say hi, good afternoon, good morning. You say like you call them sir, miss. Like it's just a different level of respect. A different type of respect and stuff. I mean, like don't get me wrong. Like my neighbors and stuff, I say hi, bye to them and stuff. It's just that we're not close. Don't share things. We're not like this, right? So so that's the difference between back home and here when it comes to family and friends, I guess, because where you live, the people around you is like your family.
100%. You can always go to them people, even if they're not your family, when you're in trouble, and they'll always help you out, like always. That's the difference. Actually, true, because remember you couldn't go borrow like half pound of sugar, half pound of flour for your neighbor over there. So you can't do them things over here. You don't know your neighbor's name. You don't even know what they look like, fam. And we've lived where we've lived for years. And me could even tell you what the people them cross my street look like. But just know some I don't like them, but like no, because them pussy all over there, I just don't like them. Anyways, but
the only time I really see neighbors and a community come together is for tragedies.
Facts.
Or problems, stuff like that. That's the only time you really see them come together. And I mean it's a good thing. It's a good thing to come together whenever bad stuff happens. I mean back home that was a thing too, but that wasn't the only time that we acknowledge our neighbors or people that live around us. It was
on a regular basis. It's not just when tragedy strikes or like
for example like over here like last week we had a huge snowstorm. You see everybody helping each other to make sure that everybody driveways driveways are clear, people lending snow blowers and stuff. Like that's the only time that I've really seen my neighbors actually really connect with each other, and try to help each other out to do something, Other than that, everybody's just going about their business. Over here, we have so much things, and we have cold winter, people that just always snaking each other, just bare fuckery that I see over here, right? You don't see that back home when people have way less. You see people struggling, little babies and stuff on the side of the street. Way happier. They're happier playing with a piece of stick. And kids have like 1,000 toys and they want to be on a tablet all day.
100%.
That's the difference, you know. Like, I feel like everybody should grow up in a third world country just to kind of grow up with the sense you get the street sense, and education is it down there. So you're gonna get common sense through school too. And then
and actually enjoy going to school.
Exactly. Yeah, school is actually pretty fun too, because school, on top of like actually being in school, like the school portion wasn't the fun part. It was strict. And you had to be on top of your stuff, or else you would have got beat. For family and friends, like the way we are raised, we are raised in a way that we don't think that we're better than anybody.
We know bad mind are really and jealous of people, because everybody grew up the same essentially, so everybody kind of have the same type of sense you do. So you don't necessarily have to always over explain shit to people for them to understand, which is why I feel like everybody else is just so much happier too. You know?
That's the thing. Whenever I come across anybody that I really get along with, more times they're from a third world country, or they were just raised so correctly in Canada,
which is very weird.
The parents and styles over here, something about it just
not work.
It's not working.
They just need to go back through and churn out something else, because I'm gonna eat that.
No fact. So that was family. So talking about friends now, so like how Jenna was saying, friends like back home, like my friends and the friends that I had back home, I see them every now and again. Like I see kind of what's going on with their life on social media, and I could just tell that they just on a different level. They're on a different level. Like they're exactly where I am mentally and like in my real life in Canada here. But a majority of people I've met in Canada and tried to be friends with in Canada
that are the same age as us right now.
Not the same, not on the same level, mentally, physically, emotionally, not on the same level. I'm sorry, like,
no offense.
No offense. True. It's just how we were raised. We were just raised. We had to grow up really quickly to deal with a lot of things and a lot of things that we see and stuff too, you know. So the way friends are back home, I mean, we left when we were pretty young, so I'm sure like we would have had like our little issues and whatever. Because not saying that anywhere
we were
perfect,
old enough to know gwan and know how to have sense and all them things.
And know how to be friends. I know how to be friends with people. We're trying to be snaking or doing none of that. I can't lie. We've had our run-ins with people in school back home, but it was like it wasn't as serious as what, it wasn't as blown up as it would be over here. Like when somebody's going for a fight, like, oh, you're gonna beef and the whole school fight. No.
You fight with next day you guys are friends.
It's like it was never like, oh, beef and like it's beef forever. If I see him, I kill you. It was never. I mean, I guess as we get older, sometimes it could turn into that depending on how your life turned out. But
we're talking about school age kids, like not no type of
big adults, no, but even like obviously we're all adults now, so the people that I grew up with back home and seen through school, to see what they are in life right now, I'm very happy to know that, you know, people have been around, they're striving in life, they're doing great things. I've had my school friends and then my friends from my street and stuff. We used to always friends. So like when I used to come home from school after I was on my homework and studying and whatever, then I get to go and play up on the road with all my friends.
That was the exact same shit for me too.
A
routine everywhere. You come from school, make sure you do homework and then you can go play.
Go play up on the road, because back home it gets dark around 6 o'clock in the night,
basically.
Early it gets dark, you know, so you don't really have that much time from school done to do everything you have to do, you know. So then afterwards you go, and then that's how you know, like, it was a community, because there's no kids on the street, and like anytime you know that they knew the timing to come around, to come like call you on the road or come play in your yard or whatever, you know. I had some like friends that used to go to the same school as me, but some friends that didn't, because I went to a private Catholic school in Guyana, like I mentioned in the first video, and that shit was so expensive to send me to. So the way housing and the way people are set up, the way people are set up back home is like one street you will have the high class, middle class, low class, poor, homeless on the same street,
mixed up, everybody mixed up
on the same street. And And I never really took in till like I got older and like I reevaluate everything I've seen and been through in my life, how privileged I've been in my life, you know, compared to the kids that I always used to play around and be around and all of that.
Yeah.
I was very privileged and blessed, you know. But the way we all used to play and stuff is like there was no telling who is who and who better than who.
You know why?
And which status is this and that. It was never like that.
Because everybody was raised the same.
Parenting styles. Cause over here you have the places where it's housing community is poor people, you have the places where middle class, you have the rich places like Braddock Park and stuff, like you have the areas where people are grouped together, you know. And
then if you tell people that you're from a certain area, they like, automatically make an assumption about you, right?
Exactly.
So that's why.
And I hear that because I don't consider, I'm not a Canadian. I do not consider myself Canadian. You ask me what I am, I is a Guyanese. Like that's all I will say. I'm a Guyanese. Because I don't want to be considered. So when we tell people the area we live in, oh, you're one of those, oh, you're a this youth, oh, saying that you're this and that way, no, don't fucking compare we to nobody. We are unlike anybody else you've met in your life. Like, because when we were back home, we were children, right?
Yeah.
So, like, them times there we'd be playing on the street with our friends and them thing there, right? So say like anybody like wasn't watching me, like my parents or my older sisters weren't like paying attention to me on the road when I was playing with my friends, they didn't have to. Like the whole street, the whole community,
the whole village,
they're watching. They see everything that's going on. They see everything, and they're gonna go tell your dukes. They're gonna go tell your dukes.
Yo, you see same shit.
Yeah,
same shit.
So like back home, if they see like a your little girl child that everybody on the street, no one see raised up, they see her next to a boy,
nope.
The whole everybody is gonna know. So I remember this one time, like the way my house is set up is a huge, like it's a back house, so there's a huge passageway to the street, right? So in front of the passageway, I'm behind a wall, like just sitting down chilling with this guy, right? All of a sudden, you just hear, Melina, come inside right now. All you see is the man, he start crawling back like
the way your
eye drop. You can't even move and walk into him. It's like you're trying to force your body to move to go inside, because like you know once you get inside you're getting fucked up.
Yes. No, because I want to tell me in a them type of scenario to Nicole them show
yo, that's gonna have to be a story time. But yeah, anytime you're up on the road, you're playing and your dukes are not paying attention to you, somebody's paying attention, and they got that number. They got that number.
Where them get the number from?
They got that number. So when I hear that, when you hear the bass and the voice, the anger, that name call, yo, that's what it is. But like whenever I talk to my friends back home too, right? Like we talk once a year. We'd barely be talking because like I left so long ago, so it's like just like a catch up. Yeah, everybody have a life to go. So whenever we talk, it's like a catch up. So whenever I'm catching up with one of my friends or whatever, it's like we've been talking from time. Like we're on the exact same page,
same wavelength.
Like we're like, cause the thing with back home that I have to mention in this video is getting your shit together is everything. Whether you're poor, you're middle, you're rich, you're anything, getting your shit together is everything. Your parents, no matter how poor and where they come from back home, they will do everything to afford to send their children to school. The amount of parents, I see the farmer them, where my dad side of the family and stuff, damn things there.
The way street,
the street vending,
something in a market,
and little children beside them selling too, no hand of money,
bag juice,
juice, the bag of chips and stuff. Them things there. Yo, y'all do not know about those things.
Wake up earlier, man, for make sure you go market, for go catch the crowd and all of them something. No, struggle. You don't know about struggle.
Cause like, the company that they're, the things
that from
facts.
Yes.
From facts, from experiences. And them things there, does like build character. When you make it out of those things and you see them things, it builds character. And like, it always made me be a very humble person. I never thought that I was better than anybody. It was never until I come to Canada that I experienced.
You really seen the difference. Yes.
That I experienced. It was when I come to Canada that I experienced racism, bullying, all of them things there. I never experienced that or even heard about that in my life. In my life, the N-word, them things there, never even knew about that. I never even heard that word back home. I never heard that word. I never heard, like, I've never seen and heard so much immoral ass shit. I never seen and heard people being bullied for stupid shit. But Canada is not it. Like, the way kids are being raised over here, being allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. It's not even
just Canada. Just know, say it's the United States and all of them bitches that are like them. So
allowing your kids to do whatever and anything and thinking they're better than other kids, and then you're teaching your children
not to correcting them,
and teaching them things not to like certain color people and stuff like that.
From young, like they're young ass kids saying that shit, bro.
Crazy. And it's a little kids over here too. Cause when I was back home, the way Guyana set up, Guyana has ethnicities of all different colors. We had brown, black, Portuguese, and Amerindian, the native people, them, Chinese people, every type of people. So we had every type of people. So my class had every single variation of color that you could see. So and it never was something noticeable right there. And
I never really went to school with a lot of other races. It was mostly like black and brown people, but like we have a lot of Asian and white and people. So you see them in like your community, your shops and your wholesale and them type of places there too. So it was not foreign to like see
different races and stuff. I mean, like, we would like categorize people as to their color, but it wasn't in a racist way.
People used to always call me brownie. I don't
like that, or like me, people consider Kuli, or Chinese, like Ling Ling, you would call them that. Like, that's not racist, because we're not trying to be racist. It's just like a nickname that we give to certain people, you know, that look away. But it wasn't like back home, it was never really like a racist it was never really like a racist thing. It wasn't really until I was up here that I started hearing and seeing friends that I had of color and the shit that they had to deal with up here, and myself and even Janelle, the shit that we dealt with in school when we came out too. We never experienced that back home. 100%. Never had to. Nobody ever 100%. Makes fun of you for your normal
hair, or like some shit that's on you that you can't change.
Control,
you know what I mean?
Nobody ever did that. Nobody ever like willingly. Well, I'm sure when we get older shit probably happens, but for the most part nobody was really like petty or like really try to, you know, try to do
not the people in the media school with.
But yeah, like the way you're raised back home is the friends that we were always around, no matter what race, anything that they come from.
Everybody was just on the same page about everything. And again, it's how you're raised. We were all raised to be the same, so obviously we all thought and think the same shit, you know what I mean?
That's how you know that, like, we were taught things that we were meant to be learning. Like, why do children and people need to teach your children to hate a certain race? Like, why are you teaching that to a little child? Why are you teaching a little child to make another child feel bad about something about themselves they can't control? You know? Why would you teach your child, like, you're a little child, like the N-word and stuff like that? Like, why would you do that? What it is, like, as a grown adult. Like, know what you're saying around your children. That's why Janelle and I click so well, because
we know our gwan.
Yeah, we grew up the same way and we've been raised right. So we know right from wrong, and we know better, you know? So, like, yeah. So, not say, like, we have family and friends over here that we love, I know in all these videos we reach a certain point where we always
have to tell you guys
say too much, and like just know it's still love. Yeah, it's still always love. It's not, we're not talking about everybody. We're talking about just certain experiences. Obviously people that we may not have gotten along with, even family, and we're not saying that all family and friends are perfect. No matter where you are, it's always gonna be something. Yeah, there's always gonna be something or whatever, you know. That's why you need to just know yourself and know what to keep around you, like what to give your energy to, you know. If any family or friends are draining you or anything, just remove them. You don't need them.
Negative energy, bad energy over there, so we don't keep it over here. So you know, vibe 2022, me, myself and I.
Amen. Because what's the point, you know? So yeah, this has been our back in the day segment. The differences between family and friends back home versus here. If I had to choose one that I would prefer, definitely back home.
I don't feel like in any situation I'm ever gonna choose up here. That sounds so bad. Like Canada holds a very special place in my heart, but like Jamaica every day out here.
So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned one, two things. Yeah, we have a lot more subjects to talk about. We have to literally do one at a time because there's just too much to say. So yeah, hope you guys learned some things. As we said, we weren't trying to offend anybody, so if you guys didn't catch feelings over nothing, if you are living in Canada, that's yeah, true. But as we said, we have our family and friends we love over here. It's not in regards to everybody, it's just generally how lifestyle is here versus back home. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
We'll see you in our next one.
So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and bye-bye.